Did you know that by the time most people reach 65, only 1 in 100 will be financially secure? And here's a startling statistic. 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the second generation. By the third generation, that number jumps to 90%. So even if you manage to build wealth in today's incredibly abundant world, chances are either you, your kids, or your grandkids might lose it all. But don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand what it really takes to build and protect generational wealth, but you'll also have a clear, actionable game plan for passing it on to your family. So grab a notebook, maybe even your favorite drink, and let's dive in. Welcome to Soul Health, the channel where we explore habits, strategies, and mindsets to help you thrive. Not just for today, but for a lifetime. Whether you're just starting to think about your financial future or you've already got a plan in motion, this video is packed with insights to help you secure your legacy and set your family up for success. Let's face it, money is a tool. It's not the end goal, but it is a powerful resource that can open doors, provide security, and fund opportunities for generations to come. And yet, most people never learn how to manage or grow their wealth effectively. That's why so many families see their hard-earned money disappear within a couple of decades. So let's get into it. If you've ever wondered where to start when it comes to building and keeping generational wealth, this is your roadmap. Let's break it down together. Number 1, buy land. If you're serious about building wealth that lasts for generations, buying land is one of the smartest moves you can make. Let's break it down. First, there's an important distinction we need to make: personal wealth versus family wealth. Personal wealth is liquid, like cash sitting in your bank account. You can spend it anytime, whether it's on a coffee, a new outfit, or a spontaneous trip. It's flexible, but it can also be depleted quickly. Family wealth, on the other hand, is often illiquid. That means it's not as easily accessible. It requires more steps to convert into cash. This extra effort makes it harder to blow through and helps preserve it for the long term. Now, here's where land comes in. Land is the ultimate store of value. Why? Because there's a fixed amount of land on Earth. The population is always growing, and as more people need space, the demand for land keeps climbing. That demand makes land one of the safest and most reliable investments you can make. Owning land isn't just about its current value. It's about what it represents for your family's future. Over time, the value of land almost always increases, making it a powerful asset for building and maintaining generational wealth. And here's the best part. You don't have to sell land to benefit from its value. Later in this video, we'll dive into how to leverage your land if you ever need cash without giving up ownership. So, step 1 is simple. Buy land. Hold on to it and make it a cornerstone of your family's financial foundation. This isn't just about your lifetime. It's about creating security and opportunity for generations to come. Number 2, buy cash-flowing property. Let's talk about cash-flowing property, one of the best ways to create steady income and build generational wealth. If you've ever played Monopoly, you already know the basics. You buy property, hold on to it, and let it generate income for you year after year. As long as you own the property and there's demand for it, it'll keep putting food on the table. So, what are the golden opportunities when it comes to cash-flowing property? Think apartment rentals, commercial spaces, or even hotels. These types of properties are in constant demand because people will always need places to live. Businesses will always need locations to operate, and travelers will always need places to stay. Here's the simplest formula for generational wealth. Throughout your life, aim to buy at least 2 rental properties. These might not make you the wealthiest person in the world overnight, but they will provide a financial safety net. You'll have a steady stream of income, which means you'll never go hungry or have to worry about the basics. Now, here's where it gets powerful. When your kids grow up, teach them this same principle. Encourage them to buy 2 rental properties of their own. If you and your children stick to this plan, in just a couple of generations, your family could build an impressive portfolio of passive income that lasts for decades. Of course, life happens, and unexpected events can come up. But as long as you protect your assets, think insurance, smart financial planning, and avoiding unnecessary risks, This strategy is one of the most reliable ways to secure a legacy of financial stability. The beauty of cash-flowing property is that it's timeless. People will always need homes. Businesses will always need shops to sell their goods. And hotels will always attract travelers. Owning property that generates income isn't just a way to create wealth. It's a way to ensure your family's security for generations to come. Number 3, build an evergreen business. Let's talk about building a business that stands the test of time. An evergreen business. While some businesses thrive for a season, only a few are built to last for generations. Sure, you might be crushing it on TikTok right now, but let's be real. Your grandkids probably won't be eating off your viral videos. That's why you need to think bigger. An evergreen business is one that made money in the past, makes money now, and will keep making money long after you're gone. These are businesses that don't just adapt to trends. They become timeless. Here's some examples we might not think of. Boeing? That's someone's last name. William Boeings. Hilton? That's also a last name. The same goes for Ferrari, Lamborghini, Ford, Porsche, and Chevrolet. And it's not just cars. Think Gucci, Versace, Chanel, Burberry, and Balenciaga. Every one of these brands is rooted in someone's legacy. And it doesn't stop there. Names like Disney, Dyson, Harley-Davidson, Kellogg, Marriott, Rolls-Royce, and Jack Daniels are all tied to families who built something that outlived them. The products you see in stores, the hotels you stay in, the cars you drive. So many of them are part of someone's generational wealth strategy. The lesson here is simple. These families turned their names into brands and their ideas into businesses that their children and grandchildren could continue to grow. It wasn't just about making money for the moment. It was about building something that could thrive and evolve over time. Now, imagine this. What would your last name look like as a brand? What kind of business could you start today that your children could carry forward? The key is to create something that solves real problems, has lasting value, and is structured to survive the ups and downs of time. The only requirement for building an evergreen business is to take it seriously. Keep innovating, adapting, and developing your space. Your business can become your family's legacy if you're willing to put in the work and build it with intention. Building an evergreen business isn't just about creating income. It's about creating a lasting legacy. It's about ensuring that the work you do today can continue to provide opportunities and security for your family long after you're gone. Number 4, buy the S&P 500. Let's talk about one of the simplest and most reliable ways to grow your wealth over time. The S&P 500. You've probably heard stories like, if you had invested in Apple or Bitcoin back in the day, you'd be a millionaire by now. But let's be real. Predicting the next Apple or Bitcoin is nearly impossible. No matter what anyone claims, there's no crystal ball for picking the perfect investment. But here's the good news. You don't need one. There's a proven way to grow your money steadily and build generational wealth. Enter the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is a bundle of the top 500 companies in the United States. When you invest in it, you're not betting on just one company. You're investing in all 500 at once. If a company starts underperforming, it's replaced by a better one, keeping the index strong. Since its introduction, the S&P 500 has been a golden tool for wealth building. It's not flashy, but it's effective. To give you an idea, $100,000 invested in the S&P 500 back in 2009 would be worth over $850,000 today. That's an 8.5x return in just 15 years, even accounting for economic ups and downs. Here's another way to think about it. Since its inception, the S&P 500 has delivered an average annual return of about 6%. Year after year, it quietly does its job, growing wealth for those who stay consistent. Even Warren Buffett, arguably the greatest investor of all time, has said the S&P 500 is tough to beat. The beauty of the S&P 500 is its simplicity and reliability. You don't have to overthink it, and you don't have to monitor it every day. It's the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it investment that keeps growing as long as you stay the course. So if you're serious about building wealth for yourself and future generations, the S&P 500 is a no-brainer. It's not about chasing the next big thing. It's about consistent, steady growth that stands the test of time. Number 5. Buy, borrow, die. This might just be the most valuable piece of information you'll hear in your entire wealth-building journey, so listen closely. The secret to generational wealth boils down to 3 simple steps: what you buy, what you do with it, and what happens to it when you die. That's it. But the key is doing it right. Here's how it works. Step 1 is to buy things that hold and appreciate in value over time. We've already covered what an asset is. Think land, property, and investments. These are the building blocks of lasting wealth. Remember, an asset is something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability is something that takes money out, like loans for things that don't generate income or depreciating purchases. Step 2, and this is the golden nugget, is that if you need money, you never sell an asset. Instead, you borrow against it. Let's say you own a piece of land or a rental property and need cash. Instead of selling the property, you take out a loan against it. This strategy is what separates the wealthy from everyone else. Why? Because borrowed money isn't taxed. By keeping your assets and borrowing against their value, you avoid paying taxes on capital gains while still accessing the funds you need. As long as you're smart about what you do with the borrowed money, investing it in more income-generating assets rather than wasting it on liabilities, you create a cycle of building wealth. You pay off your debt, build credit, and unlock the ability to borrow even more. This is the financial money hack the wealthy use to grow their portfolios exponentially. You repeat this process over and over, accumulating more assets and building more income streams. Step 3 is the one we all face eventually: death. Ideally, you want to pass on all this wealth to your kids and grandkids, but there's a catch. The state will want to cut. Inheritance taxes can take a huge chunk out of what you leave behind, sometimes up to 40%, depending on where you live. The key to generational wealth is understanding how to navigate these tax regulations legally, while minimizing their impact on your family's future. This might mean setting up trusts, creating detailed estate plans, or using strategies we'll discuss later. So stay tuned, especially for step number 9. Buy, borrow, die. Isn't just a strategy. It's the foundation of how the wealthy grow and protect their fortunes. When done right, it ensures your wealth doesn't just last a lifetime, but becomes a legacy for your family to carry forward. Number 6, buy and hold Bitcoin and XRP. When it comes to building generational wealth, understanding the role of emerging technologies is crucial. Every 20 years or so, a technological revolution comes along that changes the way we live and interact with the world. Those who recognize its potential, or are bold enough to invest, often find themselves at the forefront of incredible opportunities. We're talking about Bitcoin and XRP. Let's start with Bitcoin. We're not suggesting you sell your house and go all in on crypto, but if you're financially stable, consider this. Buying just one Bitcoin for your child, or putting even $500 into it now and letting it grow. The worst-case scenario? You lose a small portion of your money. The best-case scenario? That single Bitcoin or $500 could turn into life-changing wealth in the next decade. Here's why Bitcoin is significant. In a world facing historic inflation and growing distrust in traditional currencies, Bitcoin stands out as a decentralized, scarce, and digitally native store of value. Its supply is capped at 21 million, and there are already over 59 million millionaires in the world. If every millionaire wanted just one Bitcoin, it wouldn't be possible. They'd each get less than 0.4 Bitcoin. Scarcity drives value, and Bitcoin represents a hedge against the instability of fiat currencies. Now, let's talk about XRP. While Bitcoin is often referred to as digital gold, XRP is like the bridge between traditional finance and the future of digital transactions. XRP is the native currency of the Ripple network, a platform designed to make cross-border payments faster, cheaper, and more efficient than the outdated systems currently in place. Here's what makes XRP unique. Ripple's technology is already being adopted by major financial institutions and banks worldwide to facilitate real-time global transactions. In just a few seconds and at a fraction of the cost, XRP can move money across borders, something that traditional systems can take days to accomplish. So why include XRP in your generational wealth plan? Its utility as a bridge currency, growing institutional adoption, and recent legal clarity make it a unique and promising investment. While Bitcoin is about storing value, XRP is about enabling value to move seamlessly across borders, making it an essential part of a diversified digital asset strategy. The key to both Bitcoin and XRP is to think long-term. These assets aren't about quick profits or day trading. They're about positioning your family to benefit from the ongoing evolution of the financial system. Balancing Bitcoin's scarcity with XRP's utility creates a robust foundation for participating in the digital revolution. It's not about betting at all. It's about giving your family a chance to thrive in the financial world of tomorrow. Number 7. Buy and hold gold, silver, and gemstones. Let's talk about gold, silver, and gemstones, the timeless additions to any generational wealth plan. While they might not be as flashy or tech-driven as some of the other assets we've discussed, their ability to preserve purchasing power over time makes them essential to a well-rounded portfolio. Here's why they matter. Gold and silver have been trusted stores of value for thousands of years. Unlike paper currencies, which can lose value due to inflation and overprinting, gold and silver maintain their purchasing power over time. When economies falter, these precious metals tend to hold steady or even rise in value, making them a reliable hedge against financial uncertainty. Think about it. While cash in the bank loses value as inflation rises, the same amount of gold or silver can often buy you just as much, if not more, over the years. That's why many families have relied on them as a foundation for wealth preservation. Beyond metals, gemstones like diamonds also hold value and are often used as portable wealth. Jewelry handed down through generations isn't just sentimental. It's an asset that has consistently held its worth, offering both financial and emotional security. Adding gold and silver to your portfolio isn't about chasing short-term gains. It's about long-term stability. They're a safeguard against the unpredictable nature of markets and a way to ensure your wealth retains its value no matter what happens in the global economy. By including gold, silver, or gemstones in your wealth-building plan, you're not just diversifying. You're protecting your family's purchasing power for decades to come. In a world where currencies can rise and fall, these timeless assets offer a level of consistency that's hard to ignore. Number 8. Buy and hold art. Let's talk about art and other timeless collectibles that people are willing to pay for. When it comes to building generational wealth, there's value in desire. This isn't just about what something is made of. It's about how much someone values it. Take Elvis's guitar, for example. The same model guitar might cost a fraction of the price, but because it was his, it has intangible value that makes it significantly more desirable. That's the magic of collectibles. They're worth what someone is willing to pay, and that can increase dramatically over time. Art, in particular, has stood the test of time as an asset class. While trends like sneakers or NFTs might fade, art continues to be a sought-after investment. In fact, over the past 20 years, art as an asset has consistently outperformed the S&P 500. It's a powerful way to diversify your portfolio while investing in something that carries both cultural and financial value. Here's the catch. Historically, art has been reserved for the wealthy because of its high cost of entry. But with today's technology and platforms, it's becoming more accessible to everyday investors. Blue-chip art is one way people are able to buy shares of artwork, just as they would stocks on platforms, and add more diversification to their portfolio. Whether it's fine art, collectibles, or other items with lasting appeal, investing in things people desire can help secure wealth for generations. When choosing art or collectibles, focus on quality, timelessness, and desirability. These are the items that will hold their value and often appreciate decades into the future. Investing in art isn't just about financial returns. It's about preserving wealth in a way that's beautiful, meaningful, and enduring. If your goal is to build multi-generational wealth, consider adding art or other collectibles to your strategy. They're not just investments. They're assets with stories, legacy, and long-term potential. That wraps up part 1 of our series on building generational wealth. Today, we've explored 8 foundational strategies: buying land, investing in cash-flowing properties, building an evergreen business, leveraging the S&P 500, adding gold and silver to your portfolio, holding Bitcoin and XRP, investing in art and collectibles, and understanding the value of timeless assets. These are the cornerstones, the essential first steps to creating a legacy of financial stability and opportunity for your family. But we're just getting started. In part 2, coming next Friday, we'll dive into even more strategies and secrets to grow and protect your wealth. These aren't just the basics. They're powerful insights that will help you think strategically, take your approach to the next level, and ensure your efforts truly stand the test of time. If you found value in today's video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you're ready for part 2. Until then, take some time to reflect on where you are now and which of these first steps you're ready to tackle. Remember, building wealth isn't just about the numbers. It's about the choices you make and the habits you build every single day. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Until then, take care of your soul and your future.